Hello children, मैं हूँ चेल सिंह and you are watching my YouTube channel Gain Knowledge. So today we are going to learn Standard 9 Social Science Book of Gujarat State Board Chapter 1 Rise of British Rule in India. Before moving on this lesson, we will see the topics which we are going to learn in this lesson. The first one is discovery of a sea route to India. So why it's necessary for the Britishers, for the Europeans to discover a new sea route to India. Second one, arrival of Europeans to India. So how the Europeans they arrived to India. At the beginning, who came, who founded the new sea route to India. Arrival of British and establishment of a trade center. So how the Britishers they came, when they came, that we will see in this lesson. And two major battles which fought in between Bengal and English East India companies were Battle of Palsi and Battle of Buxar. About these both battles we will see. Next one, expansion of the company rule. So how the company's rules which was a expense. Next one, economic impacts of the company. So how because of the company our Indian economy which was affected. The next one, social impact of the company rule in India. So how the societies they were changed after the company rule, after the English East India Company rule. Then at last we will see conclusion. Okay, let's start the lesson. First, rise of British rule in India. Since the ancient period, India has enjoyed an incomparable position in the world due to its economic, cultural and religious inheritance. So, in the ancient period, India enjoyed incomparable position which means India cannot compare with other countries. So it was rich, economically rich, the culture which was varied from the other countries, and religions also which are different from other countries. Due to the economic prosperity and cultural inheritance, people from different nations of the world came to India. So due to the economic prosperity and cultural inheritance, okay, so remember these both things. Economic prosperity, so India was economically wealthy country, and culture also which was given by the ancestor which was rich. So because of these both things, the different countries, different nations of the world they came to India. There was a lot of demand for the Indian spices, muslin, silk, cloth, indigo, etc. in European countries. So from the beginning, the European countries they were imported all Indian goods in their countries, European countries. So which was a great demanded in their countries. Without spices, the people of European countries they are not able to eat. Trade between India and Europe was carried out through land route and sea route. At the beginning, the trade in between Europe and India which was carried out with the help of land route and sea route. Remember this both, which was carried out with the help of land route and sea route. At the center of these routes were Istanbul, that time Constantinople, which is in Turkey. So in between this land route and sea route there was one trading center which was known as Istanbul and present day Constantinople in Turkey. After the conquest of Constantinople in 1453 Anno Domini by Turkish Muslim. So here the Constantinople which was conquest or conquered by Turkish Muslims. So the sea route through Constantinople or Istanbul which was closed for the Europeans. So here the Constantinople which was a main trading center for Europe to Indian trade. So in this route, this one was a main center. Now this center which was conquered by Turk Muslim. So after that the trade in between India and European countries which was stopped, which was closed, since they could not be do without the spices, the European felt compelled to discover a new sea route. So an era of geographical discoveries began. So here the peoples, they were addicted of spices which imported from India to European countries. So because of that, they are not able to live without spices. Just think, if suppose we are eating a food, so if salt, by mistakenly salt will be not added in any food, so we can't able to eat. So same thing, same situation which was for the European with the spices which imported from India to European countries. So the era of geographical discoveries which was begun. So here with the help of a geographical location, with the help of land or with the help of a sea, the people from Europe, they started to discover new route to India. Let's see the first one point, discovery of sea route to India. With the inspiration, encouragement and economic help from the Portuguese king Prince Henry, remember the name, who helped at the beginning to discover new sea route from Europe to uh, India. So the inspiration, and he encouraged, he given economic help to the people. So at that time Prince Henry, he was a king of Portuguese. Some brave people began efforts to discover new sea route. Many great men tried to discover sea route to India, namely Bartholomew Dias, who discovered the Cape of Good Hope, which is in the south, at the bottom of south. With the economic assistance from the King of Spain, Christopher Columbus began his adventure of discovering a new sea route, which again came to a stop at an island presently known as West Indies, which is situated in the Atlantic Ocean. So here from Portuguese King Prince Henry, he supported to the people to discover sea route, and from Portuguese the king also helped to Christopher Columbus, sorry, king of Spain, he also helped to Christopher Columbus, and he discovered present day West Indies, which is situated in the Atlantic Ocean. Columbus, who had believed throughout his life that he had discovered a new sea route to India, he actually discovered a new land. So what he was thinking, that the Christopher Columbus, he thought throughout his life. So still he died, till that time he thought that he discovered India, but the place which discovered by Christopher Columbus, which was actually New Land. Since the clarification was made by Amerigo Vespucci, this new land began to be known as America. So this one was clarified that the land which was discovered by Columbus, which was not India, but which was actual new land. So the name of that place which was given after the name of Amerigo Vespucci, the name is America. So in this map we can see sea route to India. So the first one, land route from Europe to Turkey, Iraq, Baghdad, Iran, then India. And from sea route also we can see via Africa to India, so which was a long sea route which discovered by Europeans from Europe to India. The Portuguese sailor Vasco da Gama discovered the sea route to India in 1498 Anno Domini. When he reached Calicut in the western coast of India, he was welcomed by the King Zamorin and allowed to carry out business there. So in 1498 Anno Domini, Vasco da Gama, he discovered a sea route from Europe to India. He reached Calicut in southern part, and at that time King Zamorin, he ruled at Calicut, and he allowed to carry out business in Calicut. Thus this is considered as an important event in the world as this opened the doors for other Europeans to come to India. So which was a very great event, we can say, because of which the other Europeans also they encouraged by this one, and the other European peoples also they came from Europe to India. Next one, arrival of Europeans to India, arrival of the British and establishment of trade centers. The Portuguese were the first to arrive in India for trade after the discovery of the sea route to India. So at the beginning, after discovering the sea route from Europe to India, Portuguese were the first people who came to India through the sea route. Within a span of 100 years, the Portuguese took control of several territories like Diu, Daman, Goa, Cochin, Malacca, etc. Inspired by the Portuguese success in trade, the Dutch from Holland and the Danish from Denmark arrived in India for a trade. So within the next 100 years, which means the first one, Portuguese, they came to India in 1498 after 100 years, which means around 600. Within the 600, the other European peoples they observed the success of Portuguese, and the other peoples also they came from European countries to India, such as Dutch, Danish, French, etc. The English traders established the East India Company to carry out trade with India. In 1600 Anno Domini, when Queen Elizabeth of England gave the permission to the East India Company to carry trade with the eastern countries, the first ship under the leadership of Captain William Hawkins arrived in Surat. Okay, so in 1600 Anno Domini, in England, Queen Elizabeth, so she was ruling over England. So she gave permission to East India Company to to trade over the eastern countries. So the first ship of a British which came to India under the captainship of William Hawkins. They were not allowed to establish their trade there. So the Britishers, they were not allowed to establish their trade in India, but finally the East India Company got the permission for them from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, and thus the British East India Company established its first trade center, Koti, in Surat in 1613 Anno Domini. So remember it, after getting a permission from Mughal Emperor Jahangir. Okay, so the British East India Company or English East India Company, they got permission from a Mughal Emperor Jahangir, and at the first trading center which was established at Surat in the year of 1613 Anno Domini. Initially, the company established its trade center in Surat, Bharuch and Ahmedabad. So after establishment of their company or their trade center at Surat, after that they established their trading center at Surat, Bharuch and Ahmedabad. But due to the strong presence of the Marathas in this region, the company sensed danger to its existence and hence moved towards the south and east directions, where they set up their centers in Machilipatnam in Andhra Pradesh, St. George in Chennai and Fort William at Kolkata. So however, the Britishers they moved from south to the north side. So there was a Maratha who ruled over that region. The local leaders of local kings of India, they ruled over the northern side. So which was difficult for the Britishers to move from southern part to the northern India. So they moved towards the eastern direction and they set up their trading center at Machilipatnam in Andhra Pradesh, St. George in Chennai and Fort William at Kolkata. Mumbai became their headquarter in 1687 Anno Domini. Okay, so Mumbai also became their headquarter of trading center of English East India Company in the year of 1687 Anno Domini. Remember this one. So when Mumbai became a headquarter of English East India Company, so in the year of 1687 Anno Domini. The French East India Company arrived in India for trade in 1668 Anno Domini. So after the Britishers, French East India Company, they came to India in the year of 1668 Anno Domini, and eventually set up their trade centers in Mahe, Karaikal, Pondicherry, Punducherry, Chandarnagar, Machilipatnam, etc. And the French, they also established their trading center at these all places: Mahe, Karaikal, Pondicherry, Chandranagar, and Machilipatnam. In the 18th century, the English and the French were constantly busy establishing their rule in the entire world and conquering more territories. So within this 18th century, the Britishers, they were busy to, Britishers and French, they were continuously they were busy to establishing their rule throughout the India within the different territories. Between 1746 and 1763, there were three Mysore wars between the French East India Company and the British East India Company in India, which the French East India Company lost. So remember, in between 1747 to 1763, three Mysore war, which was fought in between French East India Company and English East India Company. And in this Mysore war, French East India Company, they were defeated by British East India Company. The expansion of the British East India Company, thus making easy expansion of a British East India Company, which means after the got a victory in this Mysore war by the British East India Company, which became easy for the British East India Company to expand their rule over India. Thus, at the end of this battle for power, the Portuguese were left with Diu, Daman, Goa, while French had their trade centers at Chandranagar, Mahe, Karaikal, and Pondicherry. Meanwhile, the Dutch had to leave forever. So after this whole fight in between the European power, okay, so here the Britishers, they did not fought with Indian rulers, Indian kings, but they fought with the people, those who came from their own continent, from European countries. So they fought with them. And here Portuguese, just after this all kind of conflict, the Portuguese, they just having a center at Diu, Daman, Goa, and French, they had a center at trading centers at Chandranagar, Mahe, Karaikal, and Pondicherry. And Dutch, they left forever, which means Dutch, they went back to their country. Okay, so now we are going to learn the main topic, Battle of Plassey. Siraj-ud-Dowlah was ruling over Bengal. So at this time period, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, he ruling over Bengal. So while the British East India Company, they were expanding their kingdom or expanding their rule over the India. So at that time period, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, he ruling over Bengal. Due to his impulsive nature, he had some opponent in his state, which means he had some different kind of nature. So because of that, some opponents, some opposite siders also were there in his region, in his kingdom. So during this period, the British East India Company built a fortress around the trade center in Kolkata on pretext of a security reason without taking the permission of Nawab. But Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah destroyed the fortress. When this news reached Madras, Chennai, a small army of the company led by Robert Clive reached Bengal in order to help the Kolkata Trade Center. Okay, so during this time period, when the Siraj Uddola, he was Nawab of Bengal. So at that time period, the British East India Company, they built one fortress, one fort around their trading center in Kolkata for security reason. But they didn't took permission from Siraj Uddola, who was a Nawab of Bengal. So Siraj Uddola, he destroyed the fortress or the fort which built by the uh, British East India Company. So when this news of destroyment of the fort reached to Madras, present day Chennai, a small army which was sent to Bengal, which led by Robert Clive, and they reached Bengal in order to help the Kolkata Trade Center. Okay, so they came to Bengal to help the Kolkata Trade Center, which was established by British East India Company. In spite of the army of the East India Company being strong, they realized that it was not easy to defeat the Nawab's army. So while the British army, which led by Robert Clive, they came to Bengal, so they realized that with their army, with their small army, they can't defeat to the Nawab's army. So Robert Clive resorted to treachery. A conspiracy was planned in order to defeat the Nawab, in which the Nawab's commander-in-chief Mir Jafar and Seth Amir Chand was coaxed to join with British army. So here we can see one thing in between Sirajuddaulah with Bengal and British East India Company. So remember the two names which are important name. Because of this both, only the Britishers they got a victory over Bengal and they defeated to Sirajuddaulah. So the first one is Commander-in-Chief Mir Jafar. Remember, Commander-in-Chief Mir Jafar and Seth Amir Chand, they joined with the Britishers. Okay, now they were not a part of Sirajuddaullah's army, but they were joined with the Britishers. They given they given some bribe to the Commander-in-Chief Mir Jafar and Seth Amir Chand, so that's why they joined with the British army. On the pretext that the Nawab is unnecessarily harassing the people, a war was declared at the ground near a village named Palsi. Okay, so how they declared war? So the they told that the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajuddaulah, he was just harassing the people unnecessarily. So because of that, this battle which was waged against to the Sirajuddaulah and British East India Company, British army, which was declared at the ground near a village named Palsi. So after the name of Palsi, the battle name also is given as the Battle of Palsi. So remember the two main events, two main points. The first one is the Battle of Palsi, which was fought on 23rd June 1757 Anno Domini. Remember the date and year. Second one, the battlefield of Palsi is situated 38 km from Murshidabad in West Bengal. Okay, so the battlefield which means the battleground of Palsi, which was situated nearby 38 km from Murshidabad in West Bengal. Remember these both main points. So it may be comes in a 1 mark. According to the plan, Mir Jafar lost the battle. So Mir Jafar, he did not fought with British army. He was joined with the British army. So he, according to plan, he lost the this war, Battle of Palsi. Due to Robert Clive treachery, the Battle of Palsi ended in just half a day. Okay, so in the morning it was started, and at afternoon it was complete, it was end. So within a half day it was finished, it was ended. The company as a result got a freehold over 24 pragnas. Okay, after uh, defeating Siraj Uddola's army, company got a freehold over 24 pragnas. Pragnas means what? Areas, like a province. Okay, areas. So they, after defeating Siraj Uddola's army, he got or the company, they got freehold, which means they controlled 24 pragnas. They got rights to collect revenue from these 24 parganas. Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. So according to the planning, the bribe, what bribe given by the Britishers, that if suppose he will win, which means Britishers they will win, so they will make Mir Jafar as a Nawab of Bengal. So according to plan it which is going on. Thus the foundation of the English foundation of companies rule in India was laid with the Battle of Plassey in 1757. Okay, so after the Battle of Plassey in 1757, here we can see the strong establishment or strong foundation of a British rule in India. Now next one, Battle of Buxar. The second one is a Battle of Buxar. The Britishers made Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal, and under different pretext tries to extract plenty of wealth from him. Okay, so according to the plan, now Mir Jafar he became a Nawab of Bengal, and what was the main goal of Britishers? They want to achieve, or they want to acquire as much as possible wealth from Bengal. Okay, so with the different pretext, they tries to extract, they tries to collect money, they tries to collect wealth from Mir Jafar from Bengal. Due to their greed to gain more power, due to their greed to gain more powers, the English East India Company managed to dethrone Mir Jafar and made Mir Qasim the Nawab of Bengal. Okay, so here for Mir Jafar it was become more difficult to give money or to give revenue to the English East India Company according to the British planning. But here the Britishers they removed Mir Jafar from the Nawab of Bengal, and they made Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. Mir Qasim proved to be more ambitious than Mir Jafar and thus became a threat for the company. So here Mir Qasim, who was more ambitious than the Mir Jafar. Okay, so what they thought, Mir Qasim will doing the work according to the company's planning or according to the company, but here which was alternate, which was totally different. So again Mir Qasim was removed and Mir Jafar was again made the Nawab. Okay, so the first one was Mir Jafar. Okay, so after Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim he became a Nawab of Bengal. The English East India Company they made Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. After Mir Qasim, again Mir Jafar. Mir Qasim took refuge with the Nawab of Awadh. During this time, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam had come to Awadh, now Ayodhya. So all three of them decided to join hands and fight the company unitedly, and thus declared a war. Okay, so now here the Mir Qasim Mir Jafar he became, at last Mir Jafar became a Nawab of Bengal, and Mir Qasim he was refused from Nawab of Nawab of Bengal. So at that time period, Mir Qasim he met two members, two peoples. Mughal Emperor Shah Alam he had come to Awadh at that time period. He came to Awadh. Who? The Emperor, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, and the Nawab of Awadh. So all three of them decided to join hands and fight the company unitedly and thus declared a war. So here three armies, they joined together and fight against to the British East India Company or English East India Company. Which three army? Nawab of Awadh, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam and Mir Qasim. Okay, the three met together, they joined their army and they fought against to the English East India Company. At Buxar, the East India Company fought against the United Army 22nd October 1764. Remember the date and year. Okay, so when the United Army of Mir Qasim, they fought with English East India Company on 22nd October 1764, in which the United Army lost. Okay, so here again the United Army, they lost. Okay, they can't able to fight with the British Army. Thus, the company got the Diwani right to collect revenue to Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Okay, so after defeating this United Army of Mir Qasim, the company, they got Diwani rights. Diwani rights means what? Here in bracket given, right to collect revenue. Okay, so now the Britishers, they got the right to collect revenue from the Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Okay, so I hope you understand these all given topics. We'll see the next topics in next part 2. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you again.